Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeff. You can call me just Jeff. So I had this plan where I was going to do this big, huge lead-in to how I was going to build a Star Wars cantina. I had my Star Wars shirt on. I had a whole slew of jokes ready to do. But instead, I just decided to build something that I enjoy from my own past and from my own history and blah, blah, blah. And that is the Statue of Liberty. Gifted to us by the French in friendship and in peace. Statue of Liberty was also the first thing as little Jeff ever saw and went, how did they do that? So let's just crash right on into it. I'm not a big fan of brickheads. I'm really not. I think they're like Lego's version of vinyl pops, but that's neither here nor there. So follow along with me as I build this. If this were not a live video, there would be some speed ups. There's not. That's how we're going today. So, I'm going to dump all this out. You can see my building process when it comes to sets. It's not rocket science. It's nothing revolutionary. And you're not going to go, wow, he's really got it together. What you will see is a fat guy ramble on as he tries to build a brickhead. Let's see here. Brickheads I do enjoy. Boba Fett. You got a Boba Fett brickhead. He's out in the living room. The Ghostbusters dual pack of Peter Venkman and Slimer the Ghost. That's about it, really. As a big comic book guy and as a big Star Wars guy and just a big pop culture guy in general, and a big guy, not to mention, I don't really do that. I've never seen a point to it. I don't enjoy it. It's not something that I go, man, I just brought you in on this. And if other people do, that is awesome. More power to you. It's just cool. You do you. I'm going to do me, and I'm going to make fun of this thing while I do it. So, starting out, these instructions are really complicated. Book's not even like that big, so that's okay. We'll just go into page 2. This is riveting stuff. I'm glad that people are here watching this, or they will be here eventually and go, hey, Jeff made a video. Oh, boy. So that's where we're at. I'm okay with that. Still getting the hang of things. Still trying to get my mojo running, as it were. And I hate books that are folded. All right. Check in, check. And now we're looking for this doodad. You're getting an awesome grouping of Sans green today, so that's even better. That's super cool if you ask me, and if you don't ask me, I'm going to give my opinion anyway. Copyright struck. I hope not. Anyway, so this is what we have so far. This is the base that we're doing. It's a pretty simple base. Next step is more pieces. And Lego, or at least the instructions, assume that you know what you're doing, so they've given you more things to do. So we'll slam that guy on there. We'll slam that guy on there. We'll slam that one on there. And we'll slam that one on there. And then we take our red brick and we put that in the middle there. Oh, so these pieces are dope. I don't really hate saying dope, but they are dope. So these little new corner pieces, I love those. Those are great. I wish I had more. For your snot workings and for your other workings, and just it's a good time all around. Alrighty, so step 5 and 6 had us doing multiple things. Step 7 has put these 2 pieces here. And I suppose this is a very complicated build in its own right, as most things with interlocking bricks are. So I am going to stop bad-mouthing this right now, and I'm going to talk about what I like about it. Which is, I really like this green. Green is one of my favorite colors. Not my tippy-top of the tier favorite colors, but it's a favorite color. So the fact that I get all of this green is going to be great. Chances of taking this thing apart are slim to none, though. Like I said, when I was a wee lad, if you could ever imagine me being small, I like the Statue of Liberty. Ghostbusters 2 didn't help with diminishing that like of the Statue of Liberty. As a matter of fact, it just increased it. They sprayed her down with slime. They played, can't remember the artist's name, played a song, but it was catchy, it was fun, and then it walked into New York City and smashed a giant slime shield. So, you know what? If it's good enough for Dr. Venkman, Dr. Spangler, Dr. Stans, and Mr. Zedmore, then it's good enough for Jeff McElroy. That's all I got to say about that. The architecture set that came out that is absolutely amazing. I can't find a piece, so I'm stalling. Is absolutely amazing, and I wish that one day I can afford it and even have it in my collection because it's great. Like, Statue of Liberty means a lot of different things to people, a lot of different awesome things to people. So, way back in the day when people were first coming to America, Ellis Island was the first place they stopped, and they saw that big old statue that represented freedom and liberty, which are still very important to this day. And it's still a symbol, a representation of hope that people feel still to this day in America and all around the world. Maybe not so much lately, but it's important to have icons and things like that in your life that you can look forward to be like, hey, this is helpful, this is hopeful, it's not all bad. Alrighty. We got some tiles we're going to slap on here next. Boom, bam. Followed up by, I don't know what to call these pieces, but they're probably one of my favorite pieces. They've got the little slopey bit, little stud. Hi, Alyssa. Welcome to the stream. How are you today, ma'am? So, yeah, like the Statue of Liberty is dope. Like, they had to haul it over in pieces. It wasn't all just like one thing. And back in, I don't know the year because I didn't do any research on it, but like back then, like that was by boat, and it took a while. Like it took a long while. And then once it got here, it progressively got better because the workers and things had to put it all together, much like I am putting all of this together. Only this is much easier and doesn't weigh 2 million tons. So there's that. And plus, I don't think Emily would be too happy if I surprised her with a Statue of Liberty in the living room. Plus, we don't have any room, so there's that. So that's cool. And sausage fingers and arthritis do not mix, so bear with me on some of these parts because, well, that's just how it is. Lots of green. It's amazing. I loves it. And sweet soy and a slap B. Alyssa, do you have a favorite American monument or just monument in general? It doesn't have to be American. If so, what is it? I would like to know. All right, I'll wait for your answer. Okay. So, that being said, American monuments are pretty awesome. There's one in Washington, D.C. If you ever go to Washington, D.C., don't go now. But later, maybe after November, or maybe next year sometime, when you do hit it up, like make sure that you hit all of those. Like the Washington Monument, the Abraham Lincoln Memorial, all of that stuff is amazing. It always shows, like you always see the Abraham Lincoln Memorial Monument on the TVs, and you never grasp just how big that statue is. Like, it is crazy huge. Of Lincoln sitting in the chair, and like, images don't do it justice. And in all honesty, you should go there and you should do all the things when it's safe. Probably next year, maybe. Hopefully. And let's see here. Other monuments that are dope that are in America. Mentioned Washington, D.C. Boston. Holy crap. Boston is rich with history. If you really want to get nuts, you can go to Salem and watch, not watch, but, be in the same town where we decided that witches were real for some reason in our past and they were doing magic. And you can learn all about the history there and how we killed people because, they talked to frogs or whatever, or we thought they talked to frogs. All right, let's see here. According to this blueprint and according to this, I've got it all set. So we're going to flip to the next part, which is easy peasy. Also, San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge. Like, I don't know if that's considered a monument, but I think it's a monument. That's like a great feat of American engineering and, well, maybe it's not American because I know a lot of people worked on it and everything else, but it's just a cool bridge. Like, there's a lot of history there. A lot of history with that bridge. Same with Alcatraz, right in the bay there. Like, one of the most feared and dreadful places to ever go to. A lot of ghost hunters travel there now to film some spooky stuff. And since Halloween is just around the corner, maybe we'll get some spooky stuff that happens. That'd be cool to see. Or maybe it's all just hogwash anyway, but you never know. All right, so this build is crazy a little bit. I like the colors. The colors on the inside are always awesome. It always reminds me of building like a big Lego mock, like this is my 2-scale Star Destroyer. It takes up my garage. But you lift the hood on that thing, and it's got like rainbow bricks and was like held together with best intentions and hope. And this is kind of what this reminds me of, but it definitely has more of a structure to it. So there's that. Lego also released another Statue of Liberty. She was featured in all of her beauty in the Lego movie as a minifigure. That is one of my favorite minifigures of all time as well. My grandparents on my father's side, were big into New York and things like that, and they always encouraged it. I've got a little piece of glassware that's the Statue of Liberty that I used to hang up in my window in Arizona. Here it's somewhere. I think it's in one of my boxes still. I haven't really unpacked. I'm not the best unpacker. So there's that. But it's always important to me to have it at least somewhere, or at least be able to know where it's at. It means a lot of things to me. So a little bit of sentimental Jeff getting on our hands right now. And we got a great 2x1 with a clip that was thrown on there, and then we've got some standard hookup builds. We'll do that. And grabbing a 1x2 as soon as my eyes adjust and I can see it. Boom, bam. This is the build so far. Looking good, Lady Liberty. Alrighty. So we got that. We take one of these and we slam them on there. Boom, bam. Boom, bam again. Bam, blam. Yeah. Old black lady? I don't know. We're gonna grab a 2x2. If that's what people call it, that's what I call it. I'm pretty sure I get these parts wrong like all the time. I have Lego buddies that are like, well, if you take the 1x1 3 adjusted stud and I'm just like, what? I don't understand this. Take that piece, put it there. Oh, okay. And that's all you gotta say. Keep it simple. Just a simple man. Like Statue of Liberty, hot dogs, hamburgers, things like that. And Star Wars. Also Star Trek. Alrighty. So looking at this thing like so, these instructions to say do this right there. So I shall. There's a lot of cool things about Lego building, especially just in general. Like clears your head, gives you a defined purpose of what you're doing. A lot of times we run around with our heads cut off and just going wondering what to do. But with this, for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, depending on your build size or whatever, you have a clearer mind of what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish. Trying to talk and build, as I'm starting to find out, is a little bit more difficult because it sounds like I'm rambling like a madman, and in my head I am definitely thinking, holy crap, I am rambling like a madman. Alright, so this is how we're doing so far. Make sure we get that right. We got that right. We don't want to do Lady Liberty any injustice. Alrighty, so we got another one of those angled clippy bit pieces whose name I... Yep. Alrighty, so we're going to take this. We're going to do that. I think we're going to do this. I'm pretty sure that I just screwed this up, but that's okay. These things happen. Oh, there are multiple directions. That's good. That's fantastic. For a moment there, I thought I was going insane, and maybe I was. I don't know. But, all right, that's not the right one. Check. That's not the right way. Riveting stuff. I know. Hey, we got it. All right. I am curious to see how they will do her crown. Like, that is something I'm kind of interested in. The 7 points, the whole thing. I can see the torch piece, which is a hair piece, which is pretty cool. I'll try to show that off the best that I can. Yeah, that ain't bad, right? Like, it's kind of cool colored, and like it's got all the things, and you can make a Goku out of it if you really wanted to. I don't even know if Goku's cool to make anymore. Probably not. Maybe Naruto, or whatever that is. Alrighty. Next. Alrighty. So it looks like we are going to be working on the other side of this because that's how Lego works. So I'm going to slap a 1x2 on there as soon as I find it. If I find it. Too much green. First, we're going to put one of those 1x3 little wing pieces on there. And I'm not doing this because I can't find the piece right now. Nope. That's not the case at all. Alrighty. So we got that on there. Boom, bam. This is how we're looking so far. She's looking good. Getting ready for a date with the Jolly Green Farmer. Alrighty. So we're going to take another 2x1, 1x2, whatever. And we're going to do this with it as soon as I find it. There she is. Clippity clappity. And just like the other side, this is become a mirror build, which is where you modify angles and do all the things, but basically you want it to look exactly like it does on the other side. So we'll go one step down, and then our next bit's going to be even more fun. So we're looking good so far. Alrighty, so now this is another fun time for me as I try to desperately find... Oh, there it is. That didn't take very long. I got nothing. I don't know what I'm doing because I can't find it. There it is. Alrighty. So we've got that on there. We're going to put this above, same as the other side. Once again, mirroring has been complete. We're going to take this thing. We're going to throw that right there. We're going to throw this other one right there. And we're going to start working on the crown a little bit more. Take our slopey bits. Put that right there. Take our 1x1 smooth tiles. Put that right there. Put that right there. Alrighty. So the Statue of Liberty has a crown, and I believe, unless I don't remember correctly, in which case, get ready for some wrong history here, there are 7 points across it. I don't remember what the 7 points stand for, but it is pretty neat looking, so I guess there's that. If anybody does know what the 7 points on the crown of the Statue of Liberty stands for, I would really appreciate it. Well, I'll just Google it afterwards. If you do know, throw it up in the chat here, and I'll take your word for it, and we'll go from there. That on there, and we need one more of these. There's like 10 pieces in front of me, and my eyes are just not functioning on all levels as they should be. There's that piece, there's that piece, there's that piece. Did I miss something? Did I throw a piece away? Check your bags. Alright, there's nothing in there, so what am I doing wrong? Check. There it is. I'm not using my eyes. That's what I'm doing wrong. Alrighty, and this goes up top on the front with the diagonal parts pointed down. So there we go. She's got some eyebrows. Lady Liberty looking smoking hot right now. Alrighty. So we're going to take this thing, which was introduced in the Explain sets, I believe. It's great. I'm still using it to this day. They come in black or white. I've never seen one in Sans Green before, so that's pretty awesome. Alrighty, so it's time to make a crown. Or at least the points of the crown, or So we'll do that. We'll do that. Easy peasy. According to this book here, I've got to make 5 of them. So maybe I'm wrong with how many points are on Lady Liberty, but I'm pretty sure it's 7. I'm like 99% sure it's 7. This does make me want to try to get the Statue of Liberty, though. The big architecture one. I think that would look great. All New York landmarks are just amazing. If you ever go to New York City, don't ever live there, but like go and just see the town one day. Just go uptown, go downtown, just see it all. Like Hook and Ladder, the place where they filmed the Ghostbusters, the exterior shots anyway. I believe some of the interior shots. It's just a good time. Like you can't go wrong. Lots of great places to eat. When Broadway was open, you could go see a Broadway show. That was always cool. An amazing Toys R Us. I'm not sure if it's still there in Times Square. The Lego store, both of them there are amazing. So you might want to go check that out. If Nintendo's your thing, they have the only Nintendo store in America there, which is pretty awesome. Go check that out. From what I know, it's like going to Mecca for video game people and people that enjoy Nintendo, so there you go. There's also the Empire State Building. You can go check that out. I think it's like $15 to get to the top, but it's definitely worth it. You get a great view of the city, and it's just a beautiful view all around. It's a fantastic time. Central Park is a good place as well. Don't go there after dark, because it's scary and weirdos are there. I said it. Alrighty, we're getting the final touch of this torch done. That's actually not bad. I really like that. Now we're going to build us a stand. One will say it will stand and deliver. I'm sorry, I'll never do that again. Flip her around. Can I connect studs to plates? We're going to find out. Yes, I can. All right, fantastic. And final touches. Finishing touch. I believe there's one more step to go, and there is. Boop. Fantastic. Alrighty, so this is the Statue of Liberty in all of her glory. Lego did her some justice, that's for sure, in the architecture set and as well as the brickhead here. I don't know what else to say. She's going to go up on a shelf, she's going to sit there, and she's going to look cool. Because the Statue of Liberty is a great thing. Alrighty. So if I had fancy graphics and like music or something, here would be the point where it'd be like, it's muck time, woo! But I don't, so you just settle for that, okay? So this week I heard about a challenge that Tricky Bricks is doing. I don't do build challenges because I just don't. I've never done one. I've done them before, but I don't do them recently. So it's an 8x8. They said sig fig. I said, well, what about Batman descending down upon a villain? And this is the base structure of what I'm going to use. My good friend from the Bearded Builders Guild, what up, BBG? Decided to give me a little bit of a helping hand with to make the wall a little bit more not so flat. And we got a broken window up top that you can't see because Batman is blocking it. But the guy on the ground, obviously robbed something or someone and batarang, and then Batman action happens where he doesn't kill anybody. He just puts them in the hospital and hopes for the best. Rather, he leaves them on the street and hopes for the best. The second mock I want to do is that doesn't really count as a mock. I've decided it's more of a mod to a mock. Last year, I think the 1989 big huge Batmobile came out, and they released a mini kit of the 89 Batmobile. So I started off with building it from how it looked and what I saw, and I kept getting more and more frustrated. I kept hitting more and more stop signs. So I looked at the directions. I followed some of the directions. I'm modifying as I go. I'm substituting pieces for what I have or don't have. I'm not putting any stupid stud shooters on this thing. But according to scaling, and according to what I think is correct, and from what I've looked at with my red Ferrari, it's good-ish when it comes to the new Speed Champion stuff, so I'm hoping that's the case. And I hope I don't have to change a whole bunch of scaling on my cars. The goal is to have a city one day and have the scaling correct on all vehicles. I hope that I don't have to go through the nightmare of changing it all up. We'll find out, though. Yeah. All right. So last night on Just Jamming with Jeff and Joey, we talked about. Well, we were supposed to be asked questions, but it happens. Nobody really asked, except for a couple folks, and we appreciate that. So Joey was building a snowboard set from the Extreme Games or whatever it was. And I built some Spooky Time minifigures. So I built the Headless Horseman. It's not very complicated. Used a batarang for the horse ears because I thought that looked spooky. The horses from Monster Hunters, Monster Fighters. And I just added some flames on there to make them, I don't know, look scary. The head is, the head. I couldn't find any pumpkins, so that was kind of a bummer. I think I have some with a Hobgoblin Spider-Man set. I'll check that out. But for now, I think it looks fine. I like it. It did make me immediately want to build a bridge going over water. So I think I'm going to at one point. Maybe in October, I'll work on some spooky builds. And, you can't have the Headless Horseman without Ichabod Crane. In this case, he's packing heat. He's got a little one-shot musket. The figure parts are from Captain Hook and a Judge, as well as the old-school pirate tricorn hat. The one-shot is from Pirates as well. The horse is from Kingdoms. I don't know what specific set, but I thought it was pretty neat. So that's where we're at. Lastly, third but not last, I don't know. Lastly, we've got a modular building that I've been working on for about a week now. This used to be a vastly different build with a vastly different facade up front, but I decided to change it up slightly. Mostly it's actually modular now. So that's a plus. I decided to make it a little antique shop on the inside. I'm going to try to hold this so the light catches it. There we go. And, he's serving some cakes, and he's got a little coffee dispenser for people to come in and enjoy. Timmy there is buying the Necronomicon because, the Book of the Dead is spooky. And, he's a little nervous about it. The back here is a storage room and also a stairwell. Man, this light sucks. I'm going to have to improve on that big time. I've got to build some stairs. I'm going to build another spiral staircase, I think, just to have. Should be pretty good. There's some detailing up front that I'm kind of proud of, and it's a little jam-packed up here, and I wanted to make it offset and a little bit uneven, but I decided that this was the way. So this is what I did. And it's pretty simple out front. It looks nice. It looks inviting. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do for some signage. I knocked those plants over, so that's cool. In the back here, I did try to give it as much detail as I could with what little I could. I originally wanted to do like a garden back here, but then I decided against it. And I just thought, well, you know, back entrance to the apartments above. Speaking of the apartments above. So the front of the store the front of the second story isn't that complicated at all. I do like what I've done with the windows. It's very simple. It's very whatever. I need some more windows that actually have an outline to it. I'm not a big fan of these block windows like this. I'll have to look through my collection to see what I can find and see if there's anything that I do enjoy. But from what I recall, the Sans Green windows are incredibly expensive because they came with a train set. But back here, we've got some lights, you know, a little bit of a window, so that when you're walking up the stairs, you see the city. I just knocked over a wall, so that's cool. Give me one moment to fix this, or else my OCD will go crazy. Fantastic, there we go, all right. So we'll set this back up there, and boom, bam. In the works, I've got the Batmobile to finish. I've got the Darmanda project to actually start doing, which is where I'll be doing some storytelling with Lego and pictures, and that will require some editing and some everything else. I'll be talking to Vision Bricks about that, and hopefully he will see what I'm trying to do and get our visions aligned. Vision Bricks visions, and we can go from there. Anyway, I think that's it for today. I think that's it for today. So I really appreciate everybody that came and watched. I appreciate people taking an interest in what I'm doing and taking an interest in the channel. And it's really kind of nice. So I hope everybody has a great Saturday. Take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye!